You ready? Just us again. The dynamic trio.
Yeah.
Yeah, works for me.
Since the tripod is taken.
All right, Bernie. So today we have a workout called Powerhouse. Okay, Powerhouse is going to be like interval style work. You're going to go on the 5 minutes for 5 rounds. So you'll have a 5-minute window and you'll work within that 5-minute window. The remaining time of that 5 minutes that you have already, like that you finished your last dumbbell thruster, you'll get to rest, and then we'll hit it again at the top of the next 5 minutes. So ideally, you should get a good amount of rest. If we are working past 4 minutes, okay, I'm going to stop you there. But today's work is going to be a 200-meter run or a 1-minute run if we don't have distance. For you, we're going to go 1 minute of jump rope. Okay, that's going to fit that nice time frame that we're looking for that 200-meter run. Anybody out there that's watching, again, just find something that you can do for a minute. Maybe it looks like jumping jacks or high knees or mountain climbers, okay, whatever it is, just work for a minute. That's going to hit that target of the 1 minute of that 200-meter run. So after we do your 1 minute of jump rope, you're going to go 16 alternating dumbbell power snatches, okay? So that's all the way overhead. You'll switch either midline or on the floor, but you're going to alternate hands for all 16 reps, okay? And that is 16 reps total. So that's the combination of both hands. Then after that, you're going to go 10 dumbbell thrusters. If we only have one weight or one dumbbell at the weight that we want to work at, you'll just do 5 on one arm and then 5 on the other. If we do have matching dumbbells and you can perform those dumbbell thrusters with that weight together, then we can go 10 total with both arms, like a traditional thruster. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So you'll perform those 3 movements within that 5-minute time frame. It shouldn't take you more than 4 minutes, and then we'll rest, and then we'll hit it again on the 5-minute mark. So we're going to go 5 rounds of that.
So just logically, let's think about that. If you got me doing 1 minute on the jump rope, okay, so it takes me another minute to do. I'm going to get 2 or 3 rounds. That's all I'm saying. In 4 minutes.
You're only going to do 1 round in the 5 minutes.
Oh, 1 round. Oh, I thought you said 5 rounds.
Done. You're going to hit this in that 5-minute time frame, and then the remainder of that 5 minutes, like if it takes you 3 minutes to do or 3:30, you're just going to rest until the top of the next 5 minutes, and then we're going to hit 1 round again.
I did not. Sorry. That's backwards. I got it. I understand.
No, yeah, you're fine.
It's still early.
I know. Early morning. All right, cool. So we are going to start with our warm-up. We're going to you're going to need a jump rope and then your dumbbell.
Yeah.
So we're going to just start with my people that are running. Go ahead and you guys will do a 200-meter jog, and then when you get back, we'll get started. Bernie, or if you're doing anything other than running, go ahead and we're just going to jump rope for 1 minute. Nice and easy. There it is. Good, Bernie. Try to stay light on those feet. Does that not happen?
That's pretty funny, Kelsey.
Good.
Oops. Yeah, I went in last week to get the springs replaced on my lower legs, and they said I don't carry that part anymore.
All right, Bernie, go ahead and put that jump rope down. You're going to go into glute bridges. So you're just going to lay on your back. You are going to go into that glute bridge. So basically just looking to bring your heels close to your booty, and then just lift those hips up and down. Okay, we're going to go 30 seconds here for the remainder of the movements. So we're going to go 30 seconds of glute bridges, Beautiful. Really looking to open up the hips all the way to press through the full foot. Good, nice big squeeze at the top. All right, we're gonna stand up. We're gonna go into air squats, 30 seconds here. These are probably the first squats of the day. So really, really making sure that we're moving well, that we're shifting the hips back and down, and that we're keeping the chest real tall.
Very nosy. Body.
Good. All right, Bernie, we're gonna go into a dumbbell strict press. So with one dumbbell, we're just gonna go 30 seconds here of just moving that dumbbell up and down, okay? Main focus right now is making sure that that elbow traces forward and back. I mean, just forward, not back. Don't go backwards. Good. Beautiful. We are going to switch arms. Number one, head of the dumbbell always touches the shoulder. Good. Quads are tight. Feet are flat on the ground. Midline is also very tight. And we're making sure that the rib cage does not flare out or kind of you have that big arch in your back. We don't want that. Good. All right, Bernie, we're going to go into single leg glute bridges. So you're going to go ahead and get on your back again. This time we're just going to lift one leg, but we want to make sure that the knees stay even. Okay, so don't let the leg go up too far. We want them to stay nice and equal. That way we aren't swinging the leg around. Good, so take it nice and easy. We're going to go 30 seconds on one leg and 30 seconds on the other. So if you know that you get cramps, which we know Bernie does. Good, go ahead and switch legs now. Few more seconds here, Bernie. All righty, we are gonna stand up. This time we're gonna go into air squats, but we're gonna work on keeping our hands overhead, okay? So we're just gonna build that mobility here. So hands overhead. When we shift the hips back and down, we wanna make sure that the shoulders don't do the rotating, to the front. So what's a good plan would be to find something on the wall in front of you that you could take a look at, okay? And make sure that the eyes stay looking. That's gonna help raise the chin up, work on that full range of motion here. Good. Beautiful. We do have thrusters today, so we want to make sure that our chest does stay tall through that squat so that in the front rack position, it doesn't fall forward. All right, we're going to go into a dumbbell strict high pull. Okay, so just with that dumbbell right in front of the thigh, you are just going to pretend like you're zipping your zipper up, but we're going to make it into a strict motion. So one thing that we don't want to see is the shoulder internally rotate, okay? So we want to make sure that we do pull that scap and the lat back, and so that the elbow traces high into the outside. Good, Bernie, that looks nice. All right, go ahead and switch arms. Same thing here. Beautiful. This is definitely a movement that we want to take nice and slow. We should not be having to jerk. If we are, the weight is a little bit too heavy for specifically this strict movement, okay? So this is something you could do with a band, you can do with a grocery bag, you can do really a kettlebell or anything. All right, go ahead and grab that dumbbell. We're gonna put it on our back. So just let that dumbbell hang out in the neck area, and we're gonna go into 5 good mornings. So we want those feet hip width apart. we're just gonna unhinge or have soft knees, and then we're gonna shift the hips back. In this position, we don't want any sort of rounding in the back, low back, high back, whatever, no rounding. After that fifth one, we're gonna go into 5 back squats. So we are just gonna shift the hips back and down. Good. After that fifth one, we're gonna go into 5 push presses, okay? So we can either go from the front rack like Julie has here and just dip and drive, or we can just go into a single arm as well if like you have a kettlebell or something that's a little bit weirder object. Good. So if you are doing 5 on each arm, go ahead and get those 5. If you're doing double arm, just get 5 total. Then we're gonna go into front squat. So go ahead. We're actually gonna hold it in the single arm for you, Bernie. Yep, beautiful. And then we're gonna go 5 front squats on each arm. Good. So it's gonna be super easy to want to drop the elbow here or to get lazy with it. Okay, we wanna make sure that we still have a lot of tension there in that scap and that back to maintain the front rack position. Beautiful. And then we're going to go into 5 RDLs. We can hold the dumbbell. Okay, here, if you have a kettlebell, you'll hold it on the handle. Same kind of setup as the good mornings. Our feet are hip width apart, toes are straight forward. We're just going to have soft knees, and you're going to bring that dumbbell down until you feel your back start rounding. So Bernie, I can see your back rounding. Remember, we want to pinch the scaps back and just go till your range of motion, which is not all the way down to the floor. Mid shin is usually kind of where we sit at. Good. Awesome. After that fifth one, go ahead and put that dumbbell down. We are going to go into some mobility. We're going to start with our warrior squat. Okay, this is kind of a difficult squat to get into. You can use your dumbbell to help you, your kettlebell. Okay, you're going to squat right in front of it. And then what you're going to do is with one arm, you're going to open up into that upright position. So while we're here, you really want to focus on following the hand with the eyes. You don't want to look down. You want to open up as much as you can.
Okay, that doesn't
That's
happen.
not working for you, Bernie?
No, I don't have that kind of twist.
That's okay. So how about you just take a sit on the floor, like in a straddle position. Watch Julie real quick. And then just kind of open up to one side.
Okay.
There it is. Good. So if we are in the warrior squat, guys, we're going to hold each side there for about 15 seconds or so, and then switch. Good. When we're in the warrior squat, just making sure, guys, that we aren't rolling onto our toes. Like if Julie would turn to this side, if we can't get into that depth and we're having the heels lift off, just don't go as far into the squat. Yep. So just work within your range of motion. Good, Bernie. Go ahead and did you get both sides for me?
Yeah.
Cool, perfect. We're gonna go into a child's pose now. So we're gonna go toes together, knees apart. As we're in this child's pose, just imagine what your day is gonna be like. How fun it is to be quarantined. How many puzzles you can get done. Yeah.
Well, actually, Friday, I built a splice rack for the back of the pantry door from wood I recycled from a neighbor's recycle bin. And then Saturday, I put together and installed a Murphy bed for the spare bedroom. So that was my excitement. That was my excitement.
All right, come on out of that, Bernie. We are going to go into our movement prep. Pretty simple here, right? You're going to jump rope. Other people are going to run. Okay, and then we have some dumbbell movements here that we want to make sure that we're moving well in and we are efficient in. Okay, so we are going to start with the dumbbell power snatch. Okay, we've become very familiar with this movement. Okay, one thing we want to talk about is the muscle snatch versus the power snatch, especially with the dumbbell. Okay, two different types, but they look very similar. All that happens is one, our feet move and we drop underneath the dumbbell. In the power snatch, in the muscle snatch, we basically use an aggressive hip to get like a body roll, and then that dumbbell locks up overhead. So Julie's going to show you what a power snatch looks like in the dumbbell. So the pull off the ground looks the exact same. All that happens is she drops underneath and then is there. It's a lot easier than the muscle snatch, okay, especially just in terms of not using as much energy because we get to drop underneath the dumbbell or the weight, okay. In the muscle snatch, basically what happens is that instead of moving her feet, she uses an aggressive hip and keeps that dumbbell very close. So they look very similar, okay, but they are just slightly different. You can cycle faster in the muscle snatch if you do have a weight that you're able to muscle snatch. So for you, let's go through 5 deadlifts to start. We're gonna go 5 on each arm, starting with just one arm though. So all I wanna see is just moving through that dumbbell. So one thing that I wanna make sure is that when we go into the dumbbell deadlift, okay, that dumbbell should be very accurate to what your barbell would be doing, okay? Would we let you deadlift with the bar way out front? No, probably not, okay? So guys, make sure that that dumbbell is tracing right where that barbell would be tracing in a regular deadlift too. Cool. Then we're gonna go into 5 high pulls. We can go from the hang position here. All we're looking for is that big aggressive hip and then opening the elbow to the outside, high into the outside. Good. Okay, after that 5th one on the same arm, we're gonna go into the front rack position. You're gonna get 5 push presses. So we're gonna dip, drive, come back down, dip, drive. Good. And then we're gonna go into 3 full snatches on that one arm, okay? If we feel like our back is not staying straight, we can go from the hang position. Good. We're gonna do the exact same thing on the other arm. So go into 5 dumbbell deadlifts. Again, in the deadlift, we're shifting our hips back and then we're bending at the knee as it gets past that knee. Good. And then we're gonna go into 5 high pulls just from the hang position, okay? This is where we're gonna actively get into that big hip drive. Good. Then we're gonna go into 3 push presses. So we're gonna dip and drive. Then we're gonna go into 3 full snatches from the ground or from the hang position, whichever one you're gonna work for in the workout. Good. Good, Bernie. Cool. So that's our dumbbell snatch. The only difference from what we just did to what we're going to do in the workout is in the workout, we'll alternate each hand. So you'll do 1 snatch on one hand, bring it to the other hand, and go on the other hand for the next rep, okay, which is what we normally do in workouts in general, okay? So that's the only difference. You're just going to switch hands every rep. Cool?
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll go into a dumbbell thruster. So Bernie, do you have just... You're going to do 1 single arm?
No, I think I'm going to go for 2.
Okay, you have 2 of the same dumbbell.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so go ahead and go into the front rack position. We're just going to get 3 pausing front squats. With the pause, I want you to pause about like a quarter of the way. Okay, this is where that big hip drive is gonna happen on the way up. So we're gonna pause on the way up. Okay, pause here and then stand. We're not gonna thruster just yet.
Never mind.
It's okay. So we're just gonna do 3 pausing. So it's gonna look like that, stand, good. So I don't want you to pause on the way down, only on the way up, okay?
Okay.
And then pause right there, good, and stand. Good, Bernie, can you face the other direction so I can see you from the side? Thank you.
Perfect.
Good, and squat. Good, and come up. And stand. Beautiful. Do one more for me. I know you did 2 already, but I just want to see again. Good, Bernie, how do the dumbbells in your front rack, you're kind of holding the dumbbell head like here. Can we not get into a further back?
No, not on the left side for sure.
Not on the left side?
No, I can't do it on the left side. That's as far back as it goes.
Okay.
Maybe I ought to go to singles then.
Well, we'll see what it looks like with doubles, and then if we need to change it, we can. We'll see. Okay, so from that front rack position, let's go ahead and get 5 thrusters, okay? For you, you're just gonna do double arm so we can see what that looks like. If we're doing single arm, go ahead and just get 5 on each arm. Good, Bernie, that looks fine. It looks better. Good. Nice.
So I got to do 10 of those, huh?
Yes, you'll just do 10 total.
And 16 snatches?
16 alternating dumbbell snatches.
Okay.
Cool. So you'll do that in that 5-minute time frame.
Okay.
For my people out there that are watching that are possibly doing thrusters with either a single dumbbell or a double dumbbell, or even you can do it with a kettlebell, you can do it with a backpack, you can do it with basketballs, you can do it with anything. Just make sure that we get that full extension at the top, okay, and head comes through all the way. Okay, one thing that we don't want to see on the thruster is pressing the dumbbell straight forward where we're not getting a straight line from the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, the hip, okay, the foot. That ending position should look the same with literally anything we do overhead. Cool. All right, guys. So Bernie, you have 5 rounds, okay? Remember, we are going to have a 5-minute window. You are going to perform 1 minute of jump rope, okay? That other thing would be a 2-minute run, but we're not running. 16 alternating dumbbell power snatches, and then 10 dumbbell thrusters. So this is going to be a single dumbbell, and then you'll pick up your other one for this.
Okay. Do I have 22 seconds? I forgot my water.
Yeah, go ahead. My YouTubers out there, just set your clock. 25 minutes. Right? 5, 10, 50. Yeah, 25. It's still early, guys. And then your times or your score will be your slowest round. So just write down whenever you finish your last dumbbell thruster, that will be your time. Just go ahead and write that. A few things that we want out of this workout is, one, that it's a 4-minute time cap. Don't work over the 4 minutes, okay? So if you are working over 4 minutes, scale down either your run, okay, or even your rep scheme of your snatches or thrusters, okay? And then we want to make sure that our first round is our slowest. That way you can get better in time and not worse, which is always the goal.
Always the hardest goal.
Have fun. Happy Monday.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right.